Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Lo. Welcome back, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for tapping in with me today, and we are going to tap in with the Arcturian Council. It's been a while since I've done a channeling from the Arcturian Council, but I think that it is time, honey. Okay, so we are going to get into it. Okay. I hope that whatever comes through today is for you, okay? This energy is really intense. So, y'all, I'm going to sit back and just get into it. So, if you need to take notes or anything like that, definitely do so. And I'm going to see you on the other side. So, let's take some deep breaths, get into a receiving state, honey. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Let's receive what they have for us today. We are the Arcturian Council. Currently, we are tuning the channel for optimum communication, as things are a little bit different than before. We shall begin. We are grateful to be here with you. It has been a long time since we have been able to come through this vessel, and for good reason. We have been tuning things for its best function and for the ability to move in and out as we so please. We have made much effort to make this vessel as ready as possible for all things that we are bringing through here, and it is good. We have come for a slight update to speak about some things that are on the collective consciousness mind. Lauren is pointing out to us that we sound different in the vessel now, but the energy is different. And we have a different point person at this time. Let us begin. All things in the now time are ready for you, my dear. We have waited quite a long time for you to be ready to hear this message, and now you are here listening to us, and we are grateful to have your time and attention. We have waited millennia for the likes of you to come and be upon us. And we are grateful that the world is now filled with those that are like you, unique and different. You hold the frequency that many cannot hold, Yet you don't know what to do with it, and therefore we are here because we wish to support you as you are helping to turn the boat of humanity in a different direction. It is beautiful, isn't it? To see the difference at how things move, how things groove. We jest, but we would like to bring forth some information that may be well to you. At this current time, there are discoveries being made. These discoveries are for both the elevation of humankind and the understanding of how to make certain things better and more efficient. But because of lack of regulation and also non-understanding of their implications, humans can very well put them into the wrong space and time. At this time, we are now bringing forth most energies on the planet to avoid any negative complications. We do not want to fearmonger, but we do want to bring this to the forefront, and we want you to understand that as you are being yourself, living you, being you, moving as the godlike, goddess-like version of the self that you are now shifting the tide and moving things into the right direction. Many of you think that this kind of talk is stupid or it does not matter, but we are bringing forth an understanding right now, so please be quiet and sit your ego down. We are speaking around the understanding that we are a collective consciousness of humankind, and as a collective of the humankind is consciously shifting and moving energy around, it inadvertently affects all on the planet in different ways, and in certain areas this creates a role. This role will then eventually roll into the next and into the next. It is important currently at this time that we are understanding what is being done at certain areas of the world, whether they are negative and whether they are positive, but understanding that they are the polarity is keeping the planet in balance. Now, as there are more spiritual people on the planet that are in different vibrational frequencies affecting it, there are also those who have chose not to be of the light, moving forward with the movements and agendas of the light, and that is perfectly fine. They have the right to choose, and therefore we do not want to give them much energy here, but we would like to mention them. As for some of you have been experiencing some very, very, very ugly circumstances as it has pertained to these individuals. And we would like to first commend you for being able to move around these individuals. For some of you, you are still participating in their nonsense, but we want you to understand that it is just a slow call, and over time, in the next 3 to 6 months or so, you will be able to move past them and be able to re-stabilize your reality. For those of you who are already here, welcome. We are grateful for you. Lauren is asking us to slow down as the channel is moving very fast, and we are hoping that you are able to keep up with us. We are very open and we care about you, and we want you to understand that there are lots of uncomfortable energies moving through the humankind at this time. And as we are even seeing, as things are coming into the US, the UK, and many parts of the African continent, especially in places that are in Central Africa and South Africa as well, we are seeing that there are risings and fallings around political understandings, political ideologies within the people and within the government themselves. They are no longer dealing with reverberations. We apologize. We are trying to bring forth words, and as advised, we slow down. Currently, in these continents, especially in areas like South Africa, India, other parts, as we had stated before, as well as areas in Asia that are now moving away from the effects of what was the European Empire and their many sects and the leftovers of colonization, and the planet is now being detoxed from these types of ideologies. And because of these, their baby, their child, the United States of America, are experiencing some strange and erratic behavior in their economy as well as their standing in the world. And we are very aware of this. And many of you have your petitions putting in all over the place for stability and money and all types of things. And others of you have been putting in good work and energy to continue your stability as well. We want you to know that this will not last for much longer. We have roughly about 18 months of heavy detox until things do stabilize around the world in the Western continents, as it is required for the people themselves to be detoxed of this nonsense. And this is why in many countries in the West you are finding that the political left and the political right are very much, even in the masses of people, are speaking out. And this is because the detox is required. And those who have already done a lot of the work or partial work are advocating for more work being done across the entirety of the people and the government and reform, where others have been taking advantage because they have been having privilege because of their current standing and whatever way that means for the country that they are in. And therefore, they do not want things to change. They want to be able to stay in a rigid mindset, in a low vibrational understanding that creates blockages for the progression of the mankind. And currently at this time, this is what in some cases is what Darwin called the survival of the fittest. Currently the planet is overpopulated, and yet all birth rates are going down, especially in Western continents. And we are bringing forth this information to help you understand why things are so shaky at this time. For everything to stabilize in this society, there will be infighting, and the population as well as the ideation of things will slowly come to a median place for about 5 years until there is another deep detox. And during this incubation time of these 5 years, there will be many things that will change in the political landscape, and there will be many technologies that will change the way that people view things and see themselves. Propaganda is one of these things that will change, and we are being very clear when we say it will now become even more ineffective as it was before. There is much about this landscape that must change, and earlier in Lauren's channelings, we brought forth information about there were these negative powers that had to be relinquished, and now we will go into detail about this because we think that this is the right time to release this information, and therefore we hope that you are listening. The energies that we were speaking of are not physical entities. Yet, in the human understanding, there are different ideas of the way that you think about these entities. These entities can be spoken about as what you are considering as the devil. It is considered as the demiurge. It is considered as the negative force. It is considered as the other, the them, the man. It is considered as the Illuminati as you think about it. It is considered as vampiric spirits, trickster spirits, low vibrational spirits. These energies, as we call it, have slowly been and utterly starting to be eradicated from the current timeline, which is causing a lot of flux within the current vibration. We will go into slight detail about these entities. These entities are energies that had a physical body, and they evolved to a point where their physical body was unnecessary, yet they were very greedy. They were very they wanted to control and obtain everything. And in their universe, there was a war that broke out in their galaxy as they were trying to dominate it. And what happened was, somewhat by accident, the central sun of their galaxy, which contained four suns as it surrounded and oscillated it, was absolutely destroyed in some way and created a massive black hole. It consumed over 40 galaxies over a millennia, and therefore these spiritual beings, some of them escaped through pocket dimensions as it was being eradicated, and also different forms of time where certain things did not happen, and therefore they were able to jump through different dimensions and timelines, and eventually finding a rift in a hole in the universe of creation, as many have at least one. We see that they have come to this place, and they found that Earth at the time was very primitive, and the humans did not have lots of technology, but they were very smart. And this was just after what you think of as the great ancient days, where civilizations were very advanced for the time that we think of as being a primitive time to humankind, the ancient time. And just after this golden age, there was a dip. And during this dip, these energies came into the planet and began to feed off of humans. But they needed more humans to exist because there was not much food to feed off of the human vessel, as the human vessel is producing energy, and the auric field, although is very dense at its 2 arm length, or about 3 feet away from the body in all directions. In fact, the energy does not end. It continues to permeate until it is wispy thin, and continues to permeate until it meshes in with other universal energies. Therefore, what we are trying to explain to you and make very clear is that these energies will feed off of the latent energy where it overlaps with other human beings and they're veiled, but then they became greedy, and these energies began to attach to people and get inside of this 3 feet, and this created lots of disease and mental illness, and not the kind that is not as intense as for some of you, but is still intense for others of you. Most that it is affecting would not be at the vibration to receive this transmission, but many of you can see, and from this point will be able to identify the difference. What we want you to understand is that these beings and their energetic subsidiaries or fractalizations are able to come into people and use them, just like in this channel we are able to come into Lauren and use her to procure our message. There are negative entities that will hop into low vibrational people and make them do things, be things, say things, go to places that they should not do or be. And because they are in a place where they become blackened with rage, drunken to blackness, they are in a place where they are so dead inside because of traumatic experience. They are a perfect host for these beings of darkness, and these beings have chosen chaos, and therefore they are not beings who can stand the light of the creator, and that is fine. And these beings tend to push forward their hosts toward beings that are of the light. And we are making this clear to you so that you understand that many toxic people are just vessels for darkness, and it is okay. This is what it has been. We will say that many of them have become friends with their darkness, and this darkness is not the same as your personal darkness. All beings in the multiverse, all beings that exist, have both dark and light within them. But we are not talking about this. We are not talking about you have light and you have dark. No, we are talking about you and something else that wants to inhabit you. Does this make sense? We are understanding now and trying to teach you about understanding how these energies have been affecting your world, and how they will now not be affecting your world as enhanced. The problem is currently that we are still detoxing the human and the humanity, the thought structures, and the collective consciousness on these understandings and how they are currently working. We want you to understand that as the detox is first taking place, as these entities have been successfully moved from the current vibrational timeline, there also has been timelines where the world went into immense chaos. But at this time, currently in the reality that Lauren is experiencing, and hopefully you are as well, there is no great, as we say it, world war as bad as we have seen it and shown visions to Lauren. And this is thanks to beings like you who bring forth the right energy and pull it in. But it is also thanks to those who are not physical and pull in, tug these negative energies and entities back into a locked dimension where we have now placed them and they cannot leave. And this is under Galactic Federation mission. We have been working on this for several decades, and we have been speaking to several governments and other things to bring forward a removal of these energies, as they have been feeding on humankind and therefore creating chaos, and therefore in very simple human terms, you lose productivity, you lose evolution, and you lose in the right now, what humans care about the most is money. You lose it because you are so focused on going that you make lots of missteps that make you not very good with certain relationships, etc. We will now be shifting how we are moving so that we can bring forth a different update for you. We want you to understand that those of you who have been doing the work over the last 3 years, you will now start to feel an immense spiritual upgrade. Many of you have been feeling it since the month of August, but 2024. But some of you are watching this and you may be in the second, third, or fourth wave of this energy, etc., etc. We will continue waves until everyone has experienced it. But if you are watching, then you are going through or about to enter this wave. And this wave is teaching you how to maintain the reality that is best suited for you. And this best suited reality will also affect every person from this point forward to go through this same initiation. And through this is in the collective consciousness of understanding. And therefore, as we are infecting more and more people with the elevation of their perfect reality, coming into ethics, coming into your personal power, coming into your perfect and right light and how you are to operate it in your purpose, etc. You are now becoming a tool for the understanding and the shifting of humanity. And we are grateful for you. But we also want you to understand that as you are experiencing the shift, you will also see it in the people around you. You will see that the people around you are better at communicating and setting boundaries and being themselves and speaking their mind and doing the things that need to be done. And it is hard, but it is also okay. And I am we are sorry, Lawrence Ego is very much wanting to channel, but we are not doing this now. And please sit down. We are bringing forth an understanding, and so we want you to understand that you are loved and you are very much cared for. And if you are needing help and you get stuck in any point in this situation, you just call upon us. We are the Arcturian Council. You can call upon your angels, your guides, or your ancestors, as they are all here with you, assisting in this shift. And we are very grateful for your acceptance of this energy, as we have been waiting very long to bring this forth to you and to bring forward a herald of information throughout many channels and allowing them to bring forth this information. Now, every channel will explain certain things differently. That is who they are. And we want you to understand that during this time we need you to take a few precautions for your mental stability and emotional stability. At this time, we will encourage you to save money as if you are saving up for a large purchase. Let's say, for example, a house or a car, for example. We would like you to start getting up to make sure that you have financial buffer. This will allow you to have a little bit of flexibility. Flexibility to assist you in your movements at the current pace and time as things are moving in your reality, as we have explained. Things will be shifting, and as you will see, certain things will shift rather quickly, and you may experience times where your finances are not quite perfect, and then you will experience times where things are quite right and abundant. We are bringing forth a stability for you, and during stability, what must you experience? Instability. And therefore, we are now giving you this understanding. We are also asking that as you are in your good place, that you put your money aside, not too much, but a good amount, maybe 25% of whatever you have at the end of the month, just to allow yourself to save, to have a little buoyancy for yourself as things are escalating and progressing in this shift and in this journey. You may find yourself getting sick, being very tired and lethargic, and we are just bringing forth some ideas to help you move into them. And for some of you, you will feel that there are certain purchases that need to be made, and they need to be made rather swiftly. And we would like you to follow these directions so that you have less stress on the back end when it is time to make these decisions. We will now be speaking directly to you because we have just a few more updates for you. First, we love you. Second, do not be coming to fear. We are coming to speak to you so that you will be able to understand and freely move throughout your reality. We are bringing forth an understanding so that you can no longer say, for most of you, that you are not forewarned. And the reason why you are usually not forewarned is because it brings about fear and makes situations worse. Therefore, release your fear. All things are happening in perfect divine timing. Do not penny pinch. Just put casually some money aside. You will find that there are certain expenses that come up, and therefore you will have the money to fix it, or you will have just enough. And we are saying that this is good for you, and don't be so afraid of this. We are very proud of your movements at this time. You have done well. Many of you had to cut off certain people, and it was not a fun process. We like to let you know we do not judge you. We are here for your healing, and we will assist. It is okay. You are not at fault. There are some times where certain things are no longer for you. And you must understand that there are times where something that is for you will come, and then it will expire. And when it expires, it is time for it to leave your life, and you must be ready for this. And many of you will try to hold on and squeeze to certain things, but we need you to understand that once something has expired, it must be left to its own devices and not consumed by you. There are some things that you cannot fix. There are some places you are not allowed to go. And because of this, we need you to understand carefully so that you, my friend, don't continue to row a boat that is pulling a ship with its own engine. Does this make sense to you? This shift will bring forward a lot of energies that need to be processed and detoxed. You definitely will need a lot more water, a lot more energies, a lot more of affirmations. You will need to be consistent with your morning routines, your daily meditations, your water intake daily, decreasing heavy foods and increasing foods that are alive. And this time, especially in certain places, like the Western countries, these foods are not incredibly available, especially during the winter months. But we ask you to do your best, my dear. It does not need to be perfect. However, it needs to be done. As we leave you in the light and the love of the one and the all, so you shall be all that you are, as is God is. May you be well, my friends. I hope that you guys, hold on, y'all. I need to drink some water. Mouth is thirsty, okay? Throat is drying up there. Okay. Whew. I hope that you enjoyed this channeling. I did not think that we had went this long, but I hope that you continue to rise, thrive, and move with your highest I. Definitely tell me down in the comments like what you think about this channeling. They kind of, with certain things, you know, especially things that I don't vibe with, they just don't tell me before we start. So like, yeah, there's absolutely no filter on whatever the spirits have to say. So if there's some things you want to share with them, or you have questions, or you know, you want to talk about how it resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and I will see y'all on the next one.